Hello, I'm John Perry, and I'm joined by Representative Luke Meerman. Representative, we are about 100 days now into 2019, so maybe it's time to take stock of how things have been going in Lansing. A lot of talk, of course, about roads and the governor's proposal for a 45-cent a gallon increase in gas tax, something I'm sure you've heard a lot about.
It is. It's been what I've heard about most in my district, either on the phone or in person. And I think a lot of people agree roads need more attention, and we should fix our roads. But being hit with 45 cents, that is kind of a shocker, I think. And frankly, in my mind, that's asking too much of the taxpayers. We want to send a message out to other states that Michigan is a place you want to be. And if we raise our gas taxes to the highest in the nation, that's kind of opposite that message. It's saying it's going to cost a lot to live in Michigan. Maybe you better stop and take a second thought. We already have the highest auto insurance rates, and we don't want to add gas tax to that same metric. So I do believe there does need to be more funding in the roads, as much as, and I think we're going to work towards that. As a Republican caucus, we're going to work hard towards that, and there will be a good solution out there. But this 45 cents is just too much of a burden on the residents around us, and so we'll work to find a better plan.
You were telling me another issue that you've heard a lot about is daylight time. Here in Michigan, we've talked about maybe eliminating the annual change in the spring from standard to daylight time. Other states have talked about it. What have you been hearing?
Yeah, well, it came through our committee, and just by coincidence, my friend also has a dairy farm up quite a ways north of here, and we were having breakfast that morning, and he kind of gave me some legislation, said, hey, I see this is coming for the House to get rid of daylight savings times, is what the legislation said. And I hadn't really thought about it too much then, but he said, I think we need to give it a lot of consideration. It's not very good for the farmers when they transition their animals with that shift in the hour. And so he ended up testifying at our committee that day on daylight savings time, and it went over really well. He came up to the podium when it was his turn to give testimony, and he said, "Moo." And I was a little taken back by that, but it sent a good message. His point was, it's not good for my cows. They don't like it. They complain about it. It's been something that has come up, every spring, generally. But I think this time it has a little more forward momentum. Like I said, I wasn't really on my radar, but it is now. And I think we can move that direction if we put it in the context of the other states around us also changing. We don't want Michigan as an island unto itself. And, if everyone else around us changes, this side of the United States, the whole United States, then to me it makes sense. So I also was able to read at Trinity Lutheran Schools about 2 weeks ago, and almost before I got started, they handed me a piece of paper, and I hadn't said anything to them, and on it was, please get rid of daylight savings time, and all the kids signed it. So it was neat, and I'm kind of excited about where we can go with this.
Okay. Representative, thank you very much.
Thank you.
I'm John Perry. Thank you for joining us.